You know what? We should go watch the sunset while swimming in the lake. I'll be back. Well, besides for witnessing a grown man pee in the lake, that was pretty awesome. Oh boy. Anyway, don't pee in the lake. Don't pee in lakes. Here's why. Not even in rivers. Just don't. Like, the animals are gonna do it, whatever. But like, we humans, we have a higher mind, and that's why we have figured out how to make septic systems and like filtration systems where our waste can be filtered back into a state that is not a risk at making our waters cesspools into cesspools, Anyway, maybe he just couldn't hold it. Maybe he's got a prostate issue. I'm not going to judge him. I'm not going to hold it against him. I just wish I didn't have to see it. And he also had a stinky boat. Some of those boats, they start up in that smell of like fuel and yuck. It's crazy to me that like of all the things we regulate in life, we're not regulating that. But anyways, I wasn't focused on that. That's just when I get out of the lake, that's why you can still see some light behind me, but the sun is down behind the mountains now. And it was lovely. For a while I was just there by myself on the beach. Well, not on the beach, in the water, but like at our private beach here. And yesterday the water was so choppy it was kind of like being in the ocean, which was really fun actually. Like when you're in a float and like the big waves are just coming and like just rocking you. But today the waters were back to like normal-ish, and there was waves every now and then when a boat went by. That was about it. So very enjoyable. I had a really nice meditation. Not that anything like fruitful came from it, other than just like peace and calm and feeling very centered in myself. I was hoping for some sort of insights, but peace and calm is good too. And I think it's just like there's nothing to know, there's nothing to do. I'm already doing it. It's just like being is the thing right now for me. So being is what I am doing. I am making some dinner. It's almost 8 p.m. and I am going to have a haddock sandwich with lettuce, tomato, and mayo. I wish I had pickles. I do have some sweet gherkins, but I don't really like them. I tried cutting them up the other day in my... What did I have the other day that I had pickles in? I forget, but I just picked out of pickles out. I didn't like them. I do like sweet and spicy, kind of, dill chips, basically. Not that you care about that. Just sharing. Anyways, I'm also making a batch of cookies because my son has requested some homemade cookies and homemade brownies. I've never made homemade brownies before. I might attempt it tomorrow, we'll see. Otherwise, I'll just grab a box. And he'll probably thank me for it because, who knows what homemade brownies are going to come out like, right? This is what I was integrating today, and it was about this lesson that I've received on intention. And it's not that like So here's what it is. Like years ago, I can remember saying to somebody was telling about their judgment of someone or something, and I was saying, well, intention matters. Like they probably didn't mean to do that, so like that matters. And I believed that, and I lived by that for many years until now, actually. Now, I was just integrating a bunch of the experiences that I've had in life with certain people. These were people that are sort of stubborn and don't really change, but they say they're going to change, or they act like they're going to change, but they're just not going to change, but they'll say that they're going to change because they know that is what you need to hear in order to give them another chance or to keep them around. And maybe the reason why someone wants you around is because, their intention is to keep you around. And so if you were just looking at intentions, you would say, oh, well, the intention says that they like me because they want me around. Or the intention says that I'm valuable to them, like they value my presence in their life. So because they want to keep me around. So their intention matters, right? But I have to say that what I've been taught by dealing with a couple of people in particular in my life is that, and only one of these is a family member, but is that intention isn't really anything to hold on to. Like, it's good to know intention because maybe you'll hold somebody in compassion easier when you know that they're well intended, right? If that helps you, hold compassion for them, then great. But it shouldn't be the reason that you relentlessly give someone new chances to do better, be better, whatever. Because what I've realized is this. Oh, hold on. My sandwich is done. But it has to cool for a second. So, I'll finish what I was saying. When we already know when people are in fear and they're programmed with their karmas, their unresolved stuff, their traumas, their misinterpretations about life, they're acting with their coping mechanisms. And those are fear-based coping mechanisms. If you're having to cope, it's because of a fear, an overwhelm, a pain that you're trying to avoid. Otherwise, you would just be with something, an experience head on. So when you're coping, you're seeing life through the veil of that coping mechanism, which is rooted in fear. So your view is fearful. You might not be fully aware of that's why you're doing things, but there's fear built into that equation. Therefore, even if your intentions are good, even though nothing is good or bad, we just think it is, if your intentions are good, then, and you're still acting in fear, and you still have programming, and you're still coping, your actions won't be good. You won't think about fully, you won't understand how you're even affecting other people. You're always going to be affecting other people if you're negatively affecting yourself. And you are negatively affecting yourself when you're acting in fear, when you're harboring fear as the truth, when it's a lie. So someone who has good intentions is just not able to show up in a way that is healthy, is safe for everybody, It's just not something that I will blindly trust anymore. Good intentions are not good enough. Because I have seen good intentions on people who just can't act right. And they think they're just good people. So I get it. I used to think that way about myself too. And I think that's why I was such an advocate of good intentions, because I thought, well, I've done a lot of dumb shit, but I had good intentions. And I thought, well, that has to count for something. It was just because I wanted to give myself credit. Sure, it counts for something. It counts for a reminder that you need to do better, right? And I just couldn't admit that to myself in the past. So instead I said that good intentions count for something. And the view I'm in now is like, yeah, good intentions count for something, but it ain't much in the way of changing how I deal with somebody who is in a fear or karma or coping mechanism. Like, those people are not people I'm going to trust with anything that matters to me, you know? Yeah. So that's what I've been integrating lately. And when it dawned on me that that's what I had been learning, it felt like a lot of relief. It felt like, oh, okay. I was carrying that misinterpretation for a long time, you know? And I guess trusting others comes with trusting ourselves. And I do trust myself now. So I'll know when I'm meant to trust someone else. You know, I'll know. Because I'll feel the vibration and it will feel like truth. And I'm not saying people have to be perfect around me, right? Like, I'm not saying that we can't be learning lessons. I'm just saying there are certain people who have good intentions who have shown a track record of not taking the actions that would alleviate the ill effects of their behaviors. So why would I keep holding space, expecting it to go differently when it's been years of not doing that, you know? It's like, okay, compassion, because that must be really difficult to run in circles like on a hamster wheel, always doing the same thing and just like grasping at straws to try to get what you need instead of giving it to yourself. I mean, that really probably sucks. But like, also, I'm kind of sick of getting slapped in the face every time the wheel goes around. So like, I'm gonna just step away and like allow you that for yourself, and I'll be doing this over here. You know, your good intentions are great, but they're not enough for me anymore. Yeah. What do you think? Do you have any experience, or were you just born knowing that intentions aren't enough? Because that's something I had to learn, and I know other people already knew that. You know, it's just like I didn't. Well, I told you why. I was of the belief that they count for something, but yeah, had to clear up that misunderstanding.